Good teaching is like good sex. This is the opinion of Delgado 2015. It is by far the most surprising metaphor I've come across in my research. However, I won't be using it as my metaphor. I've chosen a metaphor I personally believe to be the most accurate representation of my ideas and thoughts around teaching. I will describe my metaphor, highlight the limitations it has, and lastly critique the metaphor in light of one of my references. The wilderness guide is a leader. For the sake of repeating he/she, I'm going to refer to the wilderness guide as a male, considering I myself am male. He is an expert in his field, and is completely confident and content in his knowledge of the environment he chooses to place himself in. He knows what to expect on the journey he so regularly takes. He can anticipate the challenges and obstacles that will face the group he is leading. He knows the various routes and shortcuts that will aid in the safe progression of his followers through the wilderness. He is aware that some of the group will find the path somewhat easy, and some of the group will find it the hardest challenge of their lives. It will be crucial that he allows those who prosper to keep going, and those who start falling behind to not get left behind completely. He facilitates the teamwork so that everyone is heading towards the same shared goal. His task is a hard one that takes knowledge, experience, and passion to be truly exceptional at what he does. Like a trail guide, a teacher leads students down the path of learning to the destination and success. Like Shaw and Mahlios, I too can relate the teacher to a trail guide, or in my case I'm referring to him as a wilderness guide. I see the path through the wilderness as the path a student must take with his or her class through a year of study. The fallen trees blocking the path are outside influences a student faces. The boulders that need to be navigated around are the lack of understanding a student may feel in a subject they don't excel in, and the overgrown bush hiding the track is the distractions that influence a student from within the classroom. These are all common obstacles a student might face throughout a year. The teacher is the guide leading the way, helping individuals overcome obstacles, leading them in the right direction where there is more than one option to take, and giving support to those who feel lost or are falling behind. The guide keeps everyone working towards the same common goal. Within my metaphor, there is no clear link of a relationship being built between teacher and student. I believe a wilderness guide would lead the way for most of the journey, only really venturing back to the back of the group if it was completely necessary. He may build a relationship with those followers at the front of the pack, but there would be little interaction with those further back. However, in a classroom there is more opportunity for the teacher to create relationships due to the inclusive environment it provides. Creating relationships with students is extremely important when teaching. As I explained earlier, students will be at varying levels of capability both in the wilderness and in the classroom. Milner 2009 explains the importance of developing a learning environment where all students' needs are catered to. In a school, teachers are provided with information about each of their students that allows the teacher to be aware of individuals' differing home lives and variation of success in previous school years. In the wilderness guide metaphor, there is no clear representation of this kind of historical information. A classroom environment also provides equal opportunities for all students. Teachers are able to advance those students that need it and can adapt the work in order to help those who are not doing so well. This can't be imitated in this metaphor, as the group would split up into smaller groups depending on the capability of those involved. The final question I might ask of this metaphor is how would the curriculum be represented? I feel the wilderness guide metaphor is very focused on just completing the trail and doesn't incorporate accomplishing anything on the journey. One way around this could be the introduction of challenges or tasks that need to be completed along the trail. These could be done individually or in groups, however many problems arise when keeping the group together throughout the journey when this concept is introduced. The metaphor Paris 2009 uses is extremely similar to mine. She talks of teaching being like whitewater rafting. She says, I visualize the teacher as the rafting guide and the students as rafters. Learning is represented by the river, the curriculum is the raft. One aspect I liked in this particular metaphor is the concept of the raft representing the curriculum. This is one of the limitations I discovered within my own metaphor and feel Paris 2009 has accurately found a way to show how the curriculum can be represented within a tour guide themed reference. The one issue I find with her metaphor is the varying capabilities of students having an influence on their progress down the river. If a student decides they do not want to participate or contribute to the team effort, then they won't fall behind. They will still make it to the end of the journey, albeit holding the rest of the class back. In my opinion, this is a flaw in the metaphor. Gillis and Johnson 2002 say, metaphors are not static, nor are our careers as teachers. The possibility of change is implicit in the metaphors we create. Metaphors capture our professional lives as we have woven and created them within and beyond the classroom walls. What I take from this quote is the acceptance that the metaphor I've chosen now is the best representation of me as a teacher, and my beliefs as an educator will almost certainly evolve or change. This will continue to happen as I also change and evolve as a teacher.